So today we're going to explore how you can help make a difference in the water crisis. So all throughout human history, water has been recognized as a commons, not a commodity. But this is where we started going off the tracks. We forgot that the water in our bodies is not separate from the water in nature. The water inside of us is the exact same as the water outside of us. It's only in forgetting that simple truth that we've gotten ourselves mired into the ecological mess that we're in. But as one of my teachers says, water is more important than the house that you live in. It's more important than the car that you drive. It's more important than your to-do list. Water is everything. And we need boots on the ground here in America now more than ever. As the Trump EPA is dismantling the Clean Water Act, which is the worst affront to our nation's environmental law in its history. If even one of these administration proposals is finalized, the consequences would be catastrophic. But there are tons of ways to help, and they're all vital. Whatever you choose to be, an ally, an advocate, an accomplice, an activist, just decide to show up as a blessing. And we've all heard of Standing Rock, because it got really great press, but the media kind of became savvy after that. So it no longer reports on pipeline projects and protests happening around the country, but right now there are over 97 groups across America fighting oil and gas pipelines just like those in North Dakota. And there are over 3,000 communities in America with lead levels in their water even higher than Flint, Michigan. So there are tons of communities that need you. Consider this your invitation to help. Now when you think of an activist, maybe you conjure up images of people holding banners or chaining themselves to trees or living in tents as part of the Occupy movement. And that's all activism, but a lot of activists have never done anything like that. To me, activism just means using your influence to change something that needs to be changed. And we do that all the time, right? It's like Anne Frank said, how wonderful it is that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. So, here's the most important part of making a difference. Whatever you decide to do it with heart, and don't do it alone. Doing it by yourself is not very effective, and it's really not very fun either, but activism can be a lot of fun. It can be a really great way to connect with other people, so find some like-minded folks who are already involved in the water movement and hop on board. It's about making alliances. It's about bringing people together over water. And I'm sorry, not sorry, but it's not enough to just repost links on Facebook. It makes us feel engaged, but it's empty. Facebook is an echo chamber, so you're just preaching to the choir. What really touches people's hearts and changes people's minds is direct involvement, personal experience, and heartfelt conversations. So take someone you love to a local spring to collect fresh drinking water. Let them feel that incredible vivacity and connection that comes from making your blood of water that was deep in the earth only a few minutes ago. It's a profound experience. You can't ignore your watershed when you feel it in your veins like that. And honestly, I think this is the most important and impactful thing that we can do as water activists and water guardians, is to reclaim sovereignty over our own body waters. We have to begin sourcing our water from the earth as nature intended, and stop seeing it as a commodity. When we pay a corporation for water, we're paying for our own bloodstream. The same if we're paying our government for our bloodstream through municipal water. It's time to sidestep that slave-like paradigm entirely and reestablish the primacy of water's true source, the earth, the watershed, the hydrological cycle. These are sacred and we are a part of them. It's an ancient communion and it's time to rekindle that. This is the most powerful action we can take because it's hard to protect what we don't understand, and if our understanding of water is too closely tied to grocery store shelves, then it's disconnected from nature. Now, modern humans, we live disconnected lives in general anyways, from the earth, from each other, even disconnected from ourselves and our own bodies sometimes. But whether we realize it or not, we are each a part of a watershed. We are each connected to our local hydrology. So seeing water as a commodity for purchase instead of a gift from the earth is the primary fallacy that proliferates and seeded the water crisis. So it really starts with shifting your personal relationship to water. Now you can find a spring at findaspring.com. Harvest your own drinking water directly from the womb of Mother Earth. Because there are lessons to be learned from water. It's nature's gift. It can teach us how to live in harmony with the earth and in peace with each other. So let's become more than just passive consumers. Let's become more than just the sum of our social media profiles. Let's become more human. Let's become more earthling. Let's become people who act like we're made of 99% water molecules, because we are. Your body is 70% water by volume, but molecularly you're 99% water molecules. So let's be the watery beings on the watery planet that we are. What kind of blessing are you going to be? I challenge you to change your relationship with water so you can become a force working in harmony and in partnership with life. Because that's what water has been doing all by herself. She's been stewarding life. Because water is life. But she's dying on a world that doesn't respect her. And she's asking us to commit ourselves to life. If we want a future on this planet full of life and vivacity and thriving ecosystems, then we have to steward the source of life. But we get busy being comfortable, right? We think we deserve to be comfortable because life is hard. But then we're discontent because our souls are longing for meaning. We're here to be of service. It's like Gandhi said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. And giving really is the only lasting true happiness. Like MLK said too, anybody can be great because anybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and your verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love. Now listen, if we solve the hydrological crisis, we will solve the climate crisis, period. This is why we have to start taking water more seriously. And an increased CO2-induced climate change, only water has the potential of enhancing or mitigating global warming. Essentially, basically, water is the primary vehicle that redistributes the sun's energy around the planet as both a transducer and a conveyor of that energy. So the solar energy reaching the Earth is only made available for the planet's ecosystems to work through the phase changes of water. Water is the only molecule that's able to affect the planet's climate on short timescales. Now, if that's not motivation, I don't know what is. So for those of you who don't recognize water as being your own source of life and indeed a powerful living entity on its own, then it's time to wake up. It's time to not just be appreciative, but to recognize that we have this divine substance that loves us and sustains us. And it's time to reciprocate that love and that sustaining back towards water. So if you want to learn how to make a difference as an aqua activist, check out my latest blog post on waterislife.love on how to get engaged, get involved as a guardian and a steward of the source of life. It has specific actions and strategies you can implement in your life and in your community to really make a difference when it comes to this. And if you've gotten some value out of this video, then please share it. And if you want to stay in the loop about water, you can visit my website, waterislife.love, subscribe to the newsletter, or follow me on Instagram at JenIsabelFriend, or come to one of my water workshops in person. So we've got an upcoming water retreat immersion in Guatemala in January, or in Thailand in May. And as always, I want to keep bringing you valuable content, so please let me know what you would like to learn about water, and I'll make a post just for you. So have a beautiful day, everybody, and stay really hydrated.